order will be carried by only one delivery personnel, right? So you can see that how it is m is to 1, right? M is to 1 or 1 is to m, vice versa. If I talk about delivery personnel to orders, then it is 1 is to m. If I talk about orders to delivery personnel, then it is m is to 1, right? Now, from restaurant to items, a restaurant can have multiple items, right? Multiple items. That is, if it is a Thai restaurant, right? Thai restaurant, then it can have noodle, right? Whatsoever noodle, Thai curry, whatsoever. But each dish of that restaurant is particular that to only one restaurant, right? If you are giving a South restaurant, right? South will have idli vada, whatsoever it can have, right? So items, basically restaurants have those items and have multiple items, but those items will be related to only one restaurant, right? If we talk about dish is something general, right? Dish is something general. So if we talk about dish, then it can be m is to n relationship, but here we are talking about the menu of the item, right? Menu of the item. I hope this is clear, right? Like, do you guys need anything else in this? I guess this is not necessary for right now, right? You can go through it. I will share the slides, right? So we will start with the relational database today. Do you have any doubt up to this, guys? How the entities are related to each other? I will do one thing. I will refine it more, right? That these lines are just cross cutting and they are making very hodgepodge kind of thing, right? So I'll try that I make this more readable for you guys, right? Does that work for you? Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to start with relational databases, right? Relational databases. Now what are relational databases? Now relational databases are the ones who stores and organizes data in a structured way. How they are structured? In the shape of rows and columns, right? So in relational database, divided into 10 columns. Each row has a unique key, right, which identifies that particular row. For example, if you talk about an employee, we have an employee ID. If you talk about an order, we have an order ID, right? So every table has a unique key each row, right? Now talking about SQL and NoSQL, I hope you guys know about SQL and SQL. Do you guys know about that? Any idea about NoSQL? Add some additional attributes in your transaction on daily basis or on regular basis, right? If you have defined a schema, you know that this schema will be used or will be storing the data of our customers, right? Now is that data like sensitive? Yes. If that data should not be sensitive, then we can use NoSQL. But since the data is sensitive for us, right? So we need to define a fixed structure for it, right? We don't need a structure to be changing day by day. We have asset transactions, right? We know about asset properties, right? So we will just go through them in our slides. But SQL provides asset properties. That is why they are widely used in our corporate world, right? So asset means atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, right? We know that they ensure that if a transaction is being happened, then it will be executed as a whole, right, or not at all. As changes will be persisted or will be rolled back, right? So asset properties has such have the disadvantage, right? Durability it has even after they persist, even after the system failures or network outages. Now, support for complex queries, right? When we talk about complex queries, we talk about joins, right? So when you talk about inner join, left join, right outer join, whatsoever, right? So these all are present in the SQL databases, right? So why do I say that SQL databases support complex queries? NoSQL databases also support complex queries. right? I'll Let me give you an example, and I'll share your YouTube video with you guys also, if you are really excited to know why NoSQL also support joins. If you ever execute a join, SQL is vertically scalable. Do you know about vertically scalable database? Guys, do you know about vertically scalable databases?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So basically, vertical scalable, we'll get to learn about it in the subsequent lectures, but for high level, vertical scaling is basically, in layman language, increasing the size of the machine, right? Increasing the size of the machine. And what is horizontal scaling? What is horizontal scaling? It is basically increasing number of servers. Now, our SQL databases are vertically scaling. That is, every table is hosted into only one machine. If I'm saying that it is a student database, so any table which will be related to a database, not student, basically university database, every table which will be related to university, that is students, right? Teachers, courses, departments, they will all be residing into one single machine, right? That is the property of SQL, right? Every table is residing into a one single machine, right? But in case of horizontal scaling, what do? We partition that data. That half of the data will be present over here, half of the data will be present on other server, right? Let's copy this, right? Half of the data will be present in here, right? Now, just wait a minute. Let me just show you. Student course. ठीक है. Now, when you talk about join, what does join need? Join needs a single space to execute. Why? Because join happens between two tables which are residing at one place, right? That is why we say that SQL supports joins very much, right? Why? Because each and every table, we, now join is applied on a date on a tables on two tables or multiple tables residing into one single database. A join is never implemented across databases. It is implemented into one single database among two or more tables, right? So when we want to execute the join, the tables are present here in one machine only. So we can simply execute a join, right? Let's say I want to execute a join between teachers and students, right? So this will create a basic a space, right, where you will have the data, the cumulative data for the join, right? So this is how join works. But here in NoSQL databases, your data is distributed among different servers. Why? Because since SQL are vertically scalable, NoSQL are horizontally scalable. So we need to increase the number of servers, right? If we are increasing its space from 1 GB to 2 GB, we will not increase its space. We will just buy two 1 GB machines, 1 GB machines, right? Now, when we want to execute the join among different tables, it might be the case, right? These two tables, now I can implement the join over here. I can obviously implement the join over here. For the same database, I can implement the join over here because these two tables are. But if for the same database, my another table is residing into some other server, other node, then it is very difficult. Either I would have to copy this whole table, right, that student table over here. First of all, I need to copy the student table virtually over here. Then I want to execute the join. That, hey, please execute the join now, right? So basically, joins are not impossible in NoSQL, but they are complex. However, joins in SQL databases are easy to implement, right? Let me just share a YouTube video link also, so you will be knowing very much, right? Just wait a minute. Joins in NoSQL. I really follow that this guy. If you want to really know about joins, right? So this is Arpit Bihani, right? It's a very well-known YouTuber, and on LinkedIn maybe you have seen his posts, right? So you will know that why SQL also support joins, but we say that here don't these don't support join just because of the case of complexity, right? So whenever the next person or the interviewer asks you, right, that does NoSQL supports joins, you will say yes. Why you will say yes? You will refer to this video. You will get to know the reason. You will get to know the reason why NoSQL support join, but we say that it doesn't support join, right? Because of the increased complexity, right? Now, rigid schema, right? When we talk about rigid schema, so basically SQL has predefined schema, and anything, right? Anything related to it, if you want to alter it, that is very really time consuming and can go to the downtime, right? Why we are saying it can lead to downtime? Because if you want, let's say there are one or thousands of rows, 1 lakh rows, right? Now, if you will execute alter on this table with 1 lakh entities, it will hold a lock on this table, and for that particular time being your users will not be able to access that table, right? However, in case of NoSQL, what we did was we just updated the mapping. Now mapping, we just updated the mapping. We can, however, like the users can, however, access the data. We are just updating the mapping. But here, when we are executing the alter command, we are adding a new column to each and every row of that table, which will lead to a lock on the table, and obviously our user will face downtime, right? Scaling. So we difficulties in horizontal scaling, right? And sharding also. So these basically horizontal scaling and vertical scaling we will get to know in the subsequent lectures. Till now I have just told you like what is the basic thing in horizontal and vertical scaling, right? Is that clear up to this, guys? Any doubt up to this?
No, sir.
Okay, so I hope today's lecture was useful, right? So I didn't include much of the ER diagrams, right? Next, in next session what we will do, we will be doing more about relational schemas and relational databases. We will be learning more about them, and then we will be learning about SQL queries, right? I will be sharing you the slides in the next lecture itself, right? Let me just go through this year diagram. Let me just refine it, and then I'll share it to you in the next lecture, right? Is that fine?
Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, just wait a minute. uh, Wait a minute. Let me just share the student form, attendance form with you guys. Like, do you guys have any issue in the lectures which you are getting right now? Like, do you face any difficulty? You can let me know, because in this 1.5 hours of lectures, we have 15 to 20 minutes just solely for discussions or for like catering to your grievances. If you don't have any doubt, like you can let me know. If you have any doubt, still you can let me know. Like, do you face any issues compared to other lecturers? What they are doing? Is there any weak point in me which you can let me know, which I can improve, which the other lecturers are doing, right? Anything else, anything, guys? Is there anything that I need to improve? You can let me know. Okay. Meanwhile, you need to fill this feedback form, right? It is necessary for you guys to fill this feedback form. Subject DBMS, right? The strength is really good today. So 74. Have you filled the form, guys? Any issue from me? You are free to tell me. Any issue you're experiencing in the class, you can drop in the chat.
No issues.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. If you don't have any issue, you can, after filling your form, start dropping from the from the meeting. I hope you have a good weekend ahead, right? So have a happy weekend, guys. We'll meet in the next class. Okay.